3 children by now. I want to be married.
Do you not have any children?
No. And I'm very grateful because this is the reason why also a lot of women choose the lonely path, because what I know this because my mom has had experiences. I'm a child of a complicated home. I love my dad; he was amazing, but as a man to my mom, there was complications. And I understand that if you fall in love with the wrong man and you put yourself in this sort of situations, things can really go wrong for you. And you as the caretaker, as the mother, all of that trauma that your child is going to take is going to be you that's going to witness it. It's going to be you that's going to have to take care of it. It's going to be you that's going to suffer through your child because you're the mother. So that's also one of the reasons why women are really afraid. We can't just blame women and say that women are trash.
But they shouldn't be afraid because women leave. They leave 70 to 80% of the time. If they're college educated, they leave 90% of the time. Women are the ones that are leaving.
Okay, and I'll explain. Now we can say women leave. Fine. Out of those 90%...
In the UK, it's 64%.
Okay, even the 64%. Now we can look at the numbers and say, oh, that's alarming. Okay, but out of the 64%, the women that are college educated, why did they leave? What was the situation?
Because this is a really common tactic. It's like whenever we hold women accountable for something, there's always an excuse.
Self-defense.
It's not an excuse.
And it's not. It is.
Okay, I'll explain to you.
It's like you're breaking up a home. That's breaking the fabric of society. That's the worst thing you can do to your kid is put them in a single parent household. And we're saying, well, but why did she do it? It doesn't matter.
So what's worse, single parent household or households that is toxic and abusive, where you grow up seeing, for example, parents
fantastic. So what are you now saying? That the majority of the reasons why women are leaving is because they're from toxic and abusive households.
I'm just trying to bring to the table the fact that numbers don't speak the whole truth.
Can you answer his question, yes or no?
Is that what you're saying? Because that's what you're implying.
No, I'm not implying. I'm just because I want people to understand that generalizations do not work. Because in every single statistic, there's more specifications within it.
We don't know the same way
that we're saying women nowadays do this, women nowadays that. Which women?
We do know
which number?
We are modern women.
I'm a modern woman, but a lot of the things you're saying
we do know the reasons because they tell you why they filed for divorce, and the number one is financial, and one of the number one reasons
because the man's probably not providing.
One of the number one reasons that women leave is they start to out-earn their husband. And you're right, maybe he's not providing, but that's pretty freaking selfish when you have a child. Because if you have children, it's not about you, it's about your kids' happiness. And that's the problem, is I'll have single mother after single mother, not you guys personally, again, but on my show where they'll say, oh, I left because I wasn't happy. Right. Or I left because, and that's the problem with modern women, is it's me before anybody else. And when we make poor decisions, there's always an excuse. It's never, you know what, that's shitty. We should probably be better.
That's why I asked before, when does the man's happiness come into a relationship for a woman? Because when, as men, what we hear, when we hear women speak a lot, like as Pearl does this show four times a week, I speak to women all the time. I do this show, right? And a lot of the time when we listen to women speak, it's all me. And it's like, well, when does your man's happiness come into the equation? When do you say, okay, cool, it's not about me, and it's actually about me trying to make somebody else happy? Because you have to understand, men have an inbuilt thing when they get a woman to make them happy. It's inbuilt. Do you know what I mean? Like, when men get with a woman, it's like, oh, do you know what? I want to take her there, and this makes her happy, and this she likes this. Women don't tend to have that. They tend to say, make me happy.
Actually,
make me happy.
Not women. I think
for you. Which women are you talking to?
I've done gestures things for my boyfriend.
All the time.
Like even like, let's say he just finished the competition because he does parkour in America. He does parkour all over the world.
Okay.
He just finished and stuff, and then he came back to the UK. I surprised him with a picnic and stuff like that. Like I do think what he wants. I don't think it's okay to generalize. Is that the word?
Can I have a question?
And
is picnics, would you say that's more something men would like or women would like?
I think I was
going to go there, pal, but I was going to let her speak.
Hold on. Picnic is actually, I know he loves that. Mm-hmm. He does think, he even said it to me like before, because we broke up once, and he said to me, the only reason why I actually did picnic, because he specifically said to me, I just want you to be at least like this kind of girl that kind of, go to picnic with me, read books, have some fruits, all these cute things together, So that's actually the reason why I took him to picnic, because he said so.
Do you know, I think a lot of the time, men cap in relationships, right? I think a lot of the time men say the things that they think women want to hear.
But then how do they expect to be happy?
That's very true. I agree with you.
And
I agree with
I
you.
don't know. Like again, this is a personal thing. I don't know you personally, but like every time, and I've talked to so many women. Every time a girl does something for a guy, it always is on the side of what girls would like.
Of what girls would like.
I'm sorry, no.
I have never.
Women,
Let me. Okay, I do this 4 times a week. And I ask a lot of the same questions 4 times a week. So this is you're not.
Also,
let me finish, and then you can go. Okay. So I ask the same question 4 times a week for 6 months. Do you know how many people I've talked to in 6 months?
No, that's totally fine. I agree.
But I'm saying every time I ask a girl this question, it is always something that the woman would want, and never something.
Did you
the
buy
man
him?
would want.
Oh my
and
God!
I'm not saying, and I'm not saying every single woman, but I'm saying to me that indicates something about women as a whole.
Yeah. Hang on. Did you buy him? Hang on. Did you buy him tickets for his favorite football team?
Let me tell you.
I brought him his favorite shoes.
You know, tell him to go ahead. Did you buy him a track day so we can go and race a Ferrari or something? Like women, I've never generally. Let me say not never. Generally, when women say they've done something for their man, right?
Yeah.
I'm saying a man likes that. Like he likes picnics and walks in the park. Like, you know what men like? You know, men like track days. They want to race a Ferrari. They want to go and play football. Men want to do men shit.
We did total wipeout as well because he wanted to do that, and I totally agreed. I was
Okay,
like, let's
that's
go.
cool.
We went and he does parkour, and I said, okay, let's go out and train parkour too. And
Sounds like an active dude, yeah.
Exactly, he's active, and I really like that. He's very ambitious. He's got a lot to offer. And I know I do have to because, as what I said, every time I go to him, visit him, I cook for him, I clean for him, I do things that he loves, and he does the same thing to me too. And I think it should be like that in a relationship.
I think if you're listening to your man, then it's easy. Like for me, I feel like I have a lot of feminine energy, but at the same time, it's easy for me to do nice things for my man. So for example, if we're out walking and there's something in the shop that he sees and he's like, oh, that's really nice, then I'll remember that for
But I also want the same thing though.
Yeah, but you see the
problem
problem with modern females is, let's say they do something for a man. In majority of cases, they do something because they expect something. So let me give you an example. Let's say you give him something for his birthday, something big and expensive, and he just gives you a birthday card. Majority of the time, the woman's going to be like, I gave you this, and it cost me this, and this is what you're giving me.
So how would you feel as a man if you also gave some expensive bag to your girlfriend and she just gave you a card?
I don't.
And she don't even cook for you.
Answer the question.
Listen.
And then answer the question. How would you feel?
What?
How would you feel? You had my question.
Repeat the question.
Right? Does it make sense? Sorry.
Repeat the question. You didn't even allow me to speak.
Sorry, I said, how would you feel if you brought your girl some 20 grand bag or anything that is so expensive and then she just gave you a card? How would you feel?
Wait, let me answer the question.
No,
First,
how would you feel?
Can I?
He's going to answer it.
Okay, thank
Goodness
you.
gracious.
Number one, I would never do that bullshit. Number two, let's say you did that, yeah? Well, majority of the time, guys that do that is like the simps. But let's say you do that because your woman is treating you nice, nurturing, submissive woman. You do that in an intention because she earned that shit. So even if she gives you a card, you don't give a fuck, you don't give a damn because you don't expect that shit back. You just expect.
Well, and men, you're used to it. You guys take girls on nice dates all the time.
Let's do something
and if you expect sex, then you're a misogynist.
Let me ask you a question then. You work hard, 9 to 5. You wake up maybe 6 a.m. because you're also commuting. You work your ass off, yeah? You do all of this to provide your woman with a home, right? And your woman will not even cook for you or give you a massage. She won't even help you do anything with your shirt before you go to work. She's just there, enjoying life. She don't care about what you do for her. She doesn't show gratitude.
She won't be there for long.
Exactly. So how is it that you expect a woman, to do things for men, and then the men don't even reciprocate? It's not about the exact.
What do you mean reciprocate?
I don't expect women to do things for men that don't reciprocate. I expect women to pick good men.
Exactly. And that's the same way that men should pick good women.
I agree.
And that's why I say there's difference between men and boys and girls and women.
But
men and women, yes. Men and girls, not so.
Yeah,
I'll tell you the problem. The problem is that modern women, the majority of modern women aren't good wives. And I could tell you this. How many of you are virgins?
Yeah, but you don't have to be a virgin to be a good wife.
Are you a virgin?
That's ego.
How many? Okay. This is like the first one on all of my shows. How many of you have a cookbook?
I don't need a cookbook. I know how to cook.
Exactly, traditional wife.
My
Please,
mom-
someone save her.
my
I don't
mom-
need a cookbook. I'm very creative in the kitchen.
Sorry, one
That's what
second.
I've been doing my whole life.
That's
Wait,
intriguing.
Does
How-
Auntie have a
May I say
cookbook?
something
How old are you,
Go-
Linda?
Go ahead.
I'm 20, but may I just say
Okay.
something quickly?
Yeah, go on.
I think what you said when you were talking about when is a man's happiness prioritized,
Hmm.
I think a difference that we should point out is you said that men, they provide and they protect. That's consistent, yes? And
Mm-hmm.
as much as I agree with you, I think, you should do like grand gestures like picnics and, give him a massage and, like listen to what he says, maybe pick something out at the store from him. I think it's important to also show that consistency of what he wants.
Right.
And I didn't get the chance to say this earlier, but I'm really sorry, the lady at the end, that you had to go through an abusive relationship. That's
Girl, it's
awful,
all right. Made me
okay?
strong.
Yeah, but it's not a fun experience. But I think the fundamental concept of submission, at least in my faith, is that a man and a woman are equal in value, but they offer different things. And if I'm in a home,
I agree.
and I have chosen my future husband, I look to him to make decisions. How many of you have gone on a date and a guy's like, "Yo, want to go out Friday night? You need to just plan the date and I'll take you out." It's not masculine, right? Like you want someone that makes decisions, and if you marry them, that's what you want. But you do need to choose somebody that in which you trust their intellectual integrity. And also just to make men happy, just if a man likes you to wear your hair a certain way, wear it. There's no harm in that. If he likes it,
What if I
the way-
don't like it?
But if
Then you're not a
but
submissive woman then.
please. If you don't like it, but you're only going, let's just say you're going out and you want to wear your hair a certain way. Okay, fine. Wear it the way you'd like. But if you're in the home and he's just chilling watching TV and he looks over to see you, why not wear it?
Yeah,
the
no,
way
You know,
that's
hang on.
what
You know,
must
hang on.
do.
You know,